wasn't scheduled to go to Vietnam at all. I was on alert, which is you sit on the end of the runway for a week at a time, right next to your airplane. If they ring the klaxon, then you have to respond and be ready to take off within so many minutes. And one afternoon while I was on alert, they came in and said, well, we need a crew to fly an airplane to Guam, just to ferry an airplane over there, and that's all. Be gone a week or two. So they sent me home to get everything ready, got to get a will made up and power of attorney for my wife and all that kind of stuff. And the next morning I got to base ops and there was no airplane, so they put us on a KC-135 and sent us to March Air Force Base. We got down to March Air Force Base and they still didn't have an airplane. And so we went to Guam and spent a month and a half on Guam waiting for airplanes. After arriving there, we started training and the planes got there. We started flying missions. So every third day, on the average, we'd go and fly a mission to Vietnam. 12 hours round trip mission. I was scheduled to rotate home in the 23rd of December. In fact, the day I got shot down, they were there to pick up my household, my whole baggage to take it home. And the night of the 20th of December, 1972, we were flying as wave lead. We had I don't know how many airplanes behind us. I think there were 12 total in our formation that left Guam. And everything was normal on the mission. We got up to the initial points, turned in for the bomb run, went through the bomb run and had a lot of activity, surface air missiles, and a lot of noise that night. And right after we dropped our bombs, we made a turn away from the target to head home. And the co-pilot called that we had a missile tracking us. And he could see it out the window, and then he said that it disappeared under the aircraft. And by that time, we felt it hit our tail. And it just shook the whole airplane. Pilot said he had fire lights on a couple engines and lost the control and to bail out. And you think that's your training, that you're ready to do something like that, but that's one of the hardest things to do. You're sitting in a nice warm airplane. You know that outside it's minus 52 degrees temperature. There's enemy out there. And I didn't really want to go. I started looking around the compartment. I turned around and looked behind me, and it looked like somebody had opened a fire hydrant. It was just fuel gushing into our compartment. So I rotated around in position to eject and tried one more last time with the pilot. And I said, "Pilot, you said go." And he said, "No uncertain terms, get out." And so a Navigator is pretty easy. You're going out the bottom of the airplane. You have a little D-ring that sits right between your legs. You reach down, give it a tug, and you're out the bottom of the airplane. About 11 G-force. And then you're out of the airplane, separated from your seat, and free falling in less than a second. You look around, you had airplanes coming in, still bombing the targets. You had missiles coming from the ground. You had all sorts of fires and activity on the ground. It was 4th of July, but not an ideal 4th of July. I landed at a rice paddy and had time to get my chute off before they were on me and captured me. Come daylight, they loaded me on a truck and took me to a village, and as I got off the truck and into a building to do some more interrogation, it's just like running through a gauntlet. All the people are lined up and hitting and punching and expressing their unhappiness with me. And then back on the truck, and the next place I stopped was Hanoi Hilton. And that's where I ended up. I was there 99 days. Right at the end of the war, really a blessing for me. I mean, I talked to people like Jay Hess and some of the other POWs that I've come across, and I don't know, 5-6 years seems such a long time to do the same thing I was doing every day for that long. It's just depressing. I had a strong feeling that the war was going to be over. And Also, religious background. I just had the faith that I was going to come back to my family. And that's something a lot of people didn't have. I mean, even my crew members, prior to the mission, they were taking off their wedding rings and putting them in envelopes, sending them home to their wives, and writing their last letters as if they would never come back.